I think it's time we find out if this thing's just gonna look good or if it's actually gonna run. Look what I got, a starter. Yep, I'm excited to get this in that truck so we can actually get that thing to idle. That was kind of scary last time. That doesn't sound good at all. There's only one problem. We got to get back under the truck. Man, I haven't been too thrilled about doing that since, well, you know, that one time. Lightheaded. Anyway, I guess we got to get under that thing. It's not going to do it itself. I'm not a big fan of creepers. Seems like you can never roll around and you end up laying halfway on it and halfway on the ground anyway. I actually prefer cardboard. Ow. I guess sooner we get this done, sooner we get this truck back down on the ground where it looks its best. Ugh. So, I really like to keep everything on this channel relatable to everybody. Every regular guy in every regular garage trying to do something cool and custom with regular tools and whatnot. But if I ever get the opportunity to have a lift, yeah, I'm taking it. We'll take the bolt that's over the exhaust first, because I have a feeling we're not getting that out very easy. What the? Is that a spider? We're okay. I knew it. I called that, didn't I? Dang right I did. We're gonna have to drop this exhaust a little bit. How easy is that gonna be? These dang wobbly dudes, they can be really handy and a real big pain in the butt at the same time. Oh, just come on. Oh, another spider. Sail away, sail away. Stupid bolt. Come to butt head. Oh, come on, we're so close. So close. Oh, this sucks. What would building custom cars be if you weren't rolling around in transmission fluid at least once or twice? Got it. I got it. Okay, one more. Oh! Whew! Don't want to get hit in the noggin by a starter. Hey, don't want that at all. Alright. Alright. Oh! Not the right tool for the job here. Brought a knife to a gunfight and we're stuck under the truck. Son of a AutoZone came through for me with this. Tamiami Trail, Punta Gorda, Florida. That's my strip right there. You got the Home Depot, you got AutoZone, Advance Auto Parts, O'Reilly's, Napa, a welding supply store, then the best Bloody Marys around here I've found, and then an Ace Hardware for all the hard to find cool hardware. Because I'd rather not have a visible Phillips head or hex head screw or bolt on this whole entire truck, if I can help it. All right, we'll see if this one is a little nicer to us. I should have put these wires on first. Dang it. Well, we'll just fight with them. I've been working in automotive electronics since the late 90s. I know something about fighting with wires. We got it. That's in. It's hot. We gotta go back under here. We gotta check our clearances. We have this 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and if we put it between the flex plate gears and that Bendix shaft, it should be right around the same thickness-ish. And that's actually pretty right on. We might get lucky with this one. Let's give it a shot. So since the last time we were messing around with this, that debacle.
What was that? I just shit my pants.
That ain't right. I actually noticed that we have another fuel leak. Fuel filter again, but on the return line. I just stuck a bolt in the end. Didn't even have it in there too far, so it was just coming out of there. So ran the bolt all the way in, and now we'll pinch it off. That'll do, and it puts it in a spot where we can keep an eye on it. Starter, check. Fuel leak, check. We're gonna fire this thing up and see if we can actually hear it run and idle. I hope. Still kind of nervous. But first, I'm thinking this upper radiator hose needs some support. I'm not super confident in this one, but even if we end up finding a better one, it's still gonna have to run right in that direction, I think. And there just so happens to be a threaded hole right there. So we got this exhaust pipe here. I can see my dreams from here. I'm thinking if we cut a piece out of the bottom of it, so it's got a little bit of this contour here, just kind of go underneath the hose. And I got this little Allen screw here that's the right thread. Weld that to it. We'll be able to thread our hose mount right to that water pump. So that's what I'm thinking. Hole right in the middle, and we'll cut these lines and we'll round the corners real nice. And I don't know if we'll paint that red or paint it black, or actually maybe like this cast silver look like the water pump. That would probably be best, because then it would really blend in. Getting ahead of ourselves. Can't wait to hear that thing run in a minute. Still kind of nervous. So that'll screw down into the top of the water pump, and our hose will sit right on it. We'll just strap it to it. I think that'll work good. But pretty sure that this stud is too long. Whenever I cut a bolt, I put a nut on it, so when we cut it, we'll back the nut back off, and it'll actually clean up the threads as we take it off. We'll give that a second. And if that worked the way I said it would, that nut will go right back on. Look at that. Sweet. Yeah, that's all we really need right there. Well, I had to take a quick break. I had to finish up this art piece that I was working on, but good thing is, you guys didn't even notice. Now, we can finish our little hose mount. thing. We'll follow that 36 grit up. Little Scotch-Brite pad. Yeah, so we'll just get a little bit of weld in there on the top side here. Allen wrench fits in there. We can tighten this thing up or take it off or whatever. Not sure welding next to that starting fluid is a good idea. Put this away. Zap. Zop. Zzz. We're gonna run a die down that stud just in case there's any welding spatter or anything on the threads. Do believe that's a 3/8 16. This guy. I'm gonna look for some etching primer. I know I got some. I think that's dry enough to flip. I feel like if we did a good job, that would balance on that stud. Good enough for who it's for, I guess. Send me an angel. I think we'll let this primer sit for a while longer, and we'll run and get some cast aluminum color paint of the high heat variety, because that exhaust is already kind of rusting. We'll eventually replace that with stainless, but for now, that'll work just fine. We'll just paint it with a high heat silver, and we can do our little thing we're making too. Oh, and you know what? We got to take this starter core back anyway. Man, what a nice day. Well, of course, I had a couple options, which is awesome, but one of them I was gonna do the Alumablast paint, but that wouldn't have worked on the exhaust. So we went with the VHT flame-proof header paint here. Here it comes. Don't fail! That's my favorite part. Gonna fire that thing up or what? Still kind of nervous. Gotta let the dogs out. Roof, roof, roof. Inside toy. So that's dry enough to paint, and since we just primed it, we shouldn't need to scuff it up or anything. Oh, I better move that. I don't want paint on that. This is still available on the website, guys. It's for them skinny cans, though. Like one of these. Why is there a White Claw here? This is for when you're a Harley guy, but don't want anybody to know you're drinking a White Claw. Or if you just like matte black with orange and white pinstriping. Alright, I bet you that side's dry. We can flip it over to the other side. I got it out here in my Easy Bake Oven. Well, that thing's got to be dry by now. Let's grab that and get back to work. That's a tote full of rocks. Lizzie's been doing some landscaping out here. Looks real good, dear. Real good. Proud of you. She has been doing a really good job. That looks great. Alright, we got that tightened up pretty good. We're just gonna use some zip ties and secure that thing in place. Yeah, that'll work good. Zip ties probably won't be the end mounting solution, but it'll hold it away from the pulley and belt and all that. I like it. I think it's time we find out if this thing's just gonna look good or if it's actually gonna run. Still kind of nervous. Last time this thing fired up, it was pretty right on. So I think we should be about there. It might take a couple seconds to get some fuel up there, but I'm hoping we're good to go this time. It's idling! Is it weird that I want to watch it idle on the ground? Much better. That gear drive is obnoxiously noisy. I love it. I'd love to keep that running and run through the break-in cycle, but we got transmission fluid just pouring out on the exhaust, and that's no good. So we're gonna have to fix that first. But how cool is that? It idles. It sounds good. Oh man, what a fun weekend. We got a new starter in this, and that fixed our problem. We made a radiator hose support bracket, and we finally got to hear it run. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next time.